It's
Hey,
the
everyone.
official.
Okay.
Oh my god.
No, you go. I like this energy you're bringing to the table today. It must be that shit in you. It's,
Yeah, it's 'cause
it's powering you.
I
It's
gotta
like
take a
fusion
shit. Yeah. It's the official podcast, and it's episode 279. And today we're talking about rock and roll, titties, and man shit. Who wants to start?
There's a lot to go over this week, surprisingly. I think it's because we took like a little extended vacation since Andrew was in Texas. There was like a week and a half of events to unfold. Slapping, pixel art, a Lego game's coming out tomorrow. There's a lot.
That shouldn't be on our docket of things to discuss.
There's a bunch. Pick one, Jackson.
Oh, should we go over this slapping first? That seems like something that we'd all be passionate about. And a lot has happened since the initial slap happened.
That is true.
That is true. I was more passionate a week ago, though I have to admit, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little minute now. Here, everyone knows about the Will Smith slap, but does everyone know that there were 66 complaints filed to the FCC from families claiming that it has traumatized them and some of them now need medication to calm down?
I heard about that. Tell us, though.
Yeah, I saw that around.
Yeah, after the slap aired, the FCC got 66 complaints from families saying that this kind of violence has permanently scarred their children and that they themselves have trouble sleeping now and are reliant on medication to calm themselves down after the slap.
Yeah, this is the direct quote. I haven't been able to sleep as a result. My child was also scared. I had to take medicine to calm me down, one Illinois viewer said.
Okay, A, who watches the Oscars with their children? And B, who watches the Oscars? I don't believe this. That has to be true.
Yeah, this seems like a plant.
I assume this was like some Amish family that just got television for the first time and they turned on the TV and this is the first thing they saw and this is what they think society is. It's just constant slapping. So that's the only situation in which I think this would actually happen. Because, come on, you're exposed to far worse than a simple slap on a daily basis.
Yeah, for
you can't
real.
be that fragile.
How can you watch like naked people stab each other on Game of Thrones, but then the slap is the worst thing you've ever seen on TV?
Well, I doubt that that's the kind of person watching.
I highly doubt they're the same people watching Game of Thrones.
But the people that are watching the Oscars are also the exact people watching the news, and the news covers like very gruesome stories from time to time. Mm-hmm. Well, daily. I don't even know what I'm saying, from time to time. So I don't know how they can sit there and take like, this man got brutally stabbed while celebrating his cousin's birthday at the park, and then they see a slap and it's like, oh my god, this is it. I'm never gonna sleep again.
You know what else the news covers? Will Smith
What?
slap. So they had to be exposed to it again and again.
Oh no, you're right. It's a loop.
That must have been a godsend for their ratings, though, because I don't like. This is the only time a lot of people even found out that the Oscars were happening was because of that slap.
Yeah.
Which is why so many people thought it was fake.
Yeah,
Kaya thought it was
in that
fake
camp
initially. Don't try to act like you weren't.
Initially, I'll say this. I don't think it was a fake slap anymore because Will Smith is now actually suffering consequences. I initially thought it would be fake because I thought, okay, some Harvey Weinstein type pulled both Will and Chris aside and he was like, okay, we need drama up in this bitch, right? Our ratings are shit. You're gonna do this or else. But now that he's done it, he's getting cancelled from like a bunch. I think he has a Netflix movie that now is on hold. I think Bad Boys 4 is now on hold. So now he's suffering actual consequences, which I don't think he would have agreed to from the beginning. So I don't think it's fake, but I do believe in my heart that he was acting when he threw that slap, because when Chris Rock makes that joke, you can see the camera switches to Will Smith and Jada. Will is laughing at the joke. He thought it was funny, but Jada isn't laughing. So I think that Will glanced at Jada and was like, oh shit, I'm gonna sleep on the couch again in my cuck cage. So he went up on stage and acted outraged for his wife.
I disagree. There's been moments where someone's said a joke to me or something, I guess, more mean-spirited than a joke, and I've laughed just out of, like,
that's
being
what I thought, too, yeah.
And then you slapped them?
There's the ability... Well, no. I'm not Will Smith.
Yeah, he clearly has a problem, but I don't think he was like initially okay with it. I think from the second off rip that joke came out, he was mad, but initially tried to just play it off like ah ha 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 ha, and then he's like demons coming out, so then he charges the stage.
But
also said
Kai is right that she was glaring.
Oh yeah,
in the pictures that I saw, she was like fully glaring at Will Smith.
she was very upset.
She's evil.
If I had to guess, he thought nothing of the joke. He wasn't offended. He was sitting there in autopilot, haha, roasting the audience. That's Chris's job, haha, clap. And then he looked at Jada and I was like, oh, damn it. This is gonna go bad for me if I don't stand up for my woman. That's the other thing, is like, well, Will Smith was just defending his woman. And it's like, oh, he's a man's man. This is what a man.
My lady's honor.
Like, yeah, my lady's honored. That's off the table. You're a cuckold. There is no honor discussion. What are you talking about? That variable doesn't factor into this discussion. I'm sorry.
It was such a weak joke as well. It wasn't even like particularly offensive. Like,
no.
What was the joke? Like your G.I.
G.I.
Jane or
Jane,
something, basically.
yeah, because she's bald.
And that was, but G.I. Jane was fucking hot. that's like a compliment. That's like I'm balding. I don't get the same kind of.
No, yeah, it was. And even after the slap, Chris Rock was like, dude, it was a G.I. Jane joke. Like, you could tell he was confused. Like, what's the big fucking deal? Why are you having this cuck rage at me?
I was really hoping, like, I was praying it would escalate. Like, I feel like that would have just been the most amazing shit ever if Chris Rock just kept going in and then they got into, like, a full-blown scuffle. I really do wonder who would have won, because Chris Rock's defense seems wild. The way he ate that slap was crazy.
You want to pull up the player stats? Compare their numbers?
Yeah.
Well, you got a fucking sucker punching on Chris, and Chris just took it to the chin, really. That was impressive. And then Will Smith sat back down, and he started getting teary-eyed and crying again, as he did just that one time. Jada put him across her red table, basically put him over a barrel, too, and just spanked him for like an hour straight, and basically blamed him for her cheating, and he just sat there. For those who don't know, go on YouTube and look up Jada and Will Smith red table talk. And it's just Will Smith sitting there for an hour as she's explaining why she likes getting her back blown out by other dudes, and him going, yeah, you're right, yeah, I'm
now,
fault for a lot of this.
And we did a whole episode on that when it happened. But afterwards, I actually read that Will Smith does the same. So apparently him and Margot Robbie were, like, fucking for a while, like when they were filming Suicide Squad together, and that their relationship is just, like, actually fully open. So Will Smith does the same. But the big difference is Will Smith never sat his wife down on camera to talk about the times that he's fucked other women because of her. It's still, like, extremely uncomfortable, even
if... So, in the videos that I've seen of that interview, he's got, like, glossy eyes and stuff, unless they're edited.
It's a literal meme.
Why would he be extremely sad in that situation?
Yeah.
I think I think what made that one really sad is because the person she was talking about cheating on him with was like a 19-year-old kid that his son brought into the house to, like, be taken care of by the family. So it was like something really fucking personal. Like, that was like...
He was 19?
I think he was like 19 or 20 at the time or something, yeah, but it was like a really...
And...
Yeah.
Oh, his son's friend is, like, weird. Jesus Christ.
And she just sat there like, it was a healing process with whatever his name is. Like, I guess having his cock in her mouth was a healing process. And meanwhile, again, yes, Will Smith is, like, holding back tears. He's clearly not okay with the situation. And... Well, I mean, if the joke really got to Will Smith, I hope he stayed off social media, because that's literally all everyone did was fucking rip on Will Smith for being a cuckold for like 48 hours straight afterwards.
Some of those memes were so highly edited. They were so impressive.
Wasn't Twitter getting like server lag and hitches for the first time in a while just from overflow of traffic from this?
Probably.
I think something like that happened, yeah.
I was like on ground zero for when it happened, because I saw the tweets come out like 1 minute after the slap happened. Someone actually sent it to me like immediately. Someone who was watching the Oscars. He was like, "Dude, Will Smith just slapped the fuck out of Chris Rock." And I was like, "No way!" Like, I was like, "This has to be fake for sure." And then I saw the slap, and It was Will's reaction afterwards that sold it for me. Like, it could have gone either way on the actual slap because Hollywood will be Hollywood, but then the reaction afterwards was like, there's no way they'd let him swear on live TV. And he looks so bad. That's the best acting he's ever done.
Didn't Chris Rock, right after it happened, didn't he say, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he seemed like so razzled and stuff, like he couldn't form a sentence afterwards, like his brain had just been tossed around.
It was so awkward, that moment.
Everything was fucking perfect about it, though. Like, the approach and Chris Rock, like, smiling ear to ear like an evil villain as Will Smith approached, leaning into him. It was amazing.
Literally leaning into him with
crazy.
With his hands behind his back, by the way.
Yep.
That's like why I thought it was kind of maybe fake initially upon viewing it, was because he leant into it, like he sticks his neck out, so that, like, to make it easier target for Will. I was like, come on.
But right, it looks like
Chris
a
Rock
cartoon. It looks like Bugs Bunny taunting someone into slapping him.
Yeah, but I was also on Ground Zero when this happened. I was literally streaming going over that Jason R drama, the guy that like dodges cues with women in Valorant or whatever. As I was talking about that, chat just erupted saying, Will Smith just fucking slapped Chris Rock. So I went on Twitter and saw the video. The tweet with the video had like 5,000 likes when I first pulled it up. By the end of the hour I was done talking about it, it had over 200,000. I watched that shit rise from the bottom. It was crazy.
My favorite comment was something along the lines of like, Will Smith is getting this worked up over a joke when his whole marriage is a joke. And I liked that tweet.
The one that got me real good was if Will Smith slapped Chris Rock for talking about his wife, I'd hate to see what he does to the men who fucked her.
Yeah. I love the comments saying that like Chris Rock's just lucky all Jada's other boyfriends weren't at the show. They'd form a line to walk up and slap him.
Yeah, that can't be good for Will Smith's mental health. And we have conspiracy theories now about this, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So because for a very brief moment, for about like 2 minutes and 47 seconds, women with alopecia became the most oppressed group on the planet, whom it was illegal to make fun of. And in that brief period, people started floating the conspiracy theory that, well, the Oscars are sponsored by Pfizer, and Pfizer has an alopecia drug coming out. And supposedly, security at the Oscars event was briefed before the event and told that Will Smith will go on stage and instigate an event and not to interfere, which is stupid. Because my first thought was, do you think before the Oscars in any normal situation, they're told, like, if Will Smith goes on stage, they have to tackle him down like they're protecting the president? He's an actor who's worth...
Do not let that man on stage.
Right, everybody there is, like, worth 9 figures. Do you think security was gonna step in any normal situation? Like, usually they would have fucking shot him? Like, come on.
Don't each of those celebrities have like their own security detail as
They
well?
all have like their own private military that protects them, yeah.
So it would have been interesting to see their militaries clash on the stage. Chris Rock versus Will Smith.
Right, like Will Smith wasn't some Riddler agent from the Batman movie who just snuck his way into the event and was bum rushing the stage like a peasant. You know, it's Will fucking Smith. What's security supposed to do?
Twitter is just full of the actual dumbest people of all time. It is so crazy to read all of the conspiracies.
Yeah,
it was a fun evening.
It's fun though. This event overall, I think, has been a positive experience, apart from for Chris Rock's face, obviously. But like in general, it's brought so many memes and enjoyment to me, and very little downside. So
exactly,
it's made me like the Oscars for the first year.
Well, the only thing that made me angry was that it immediately turned into a discussion of like these psychotic people talking about all the comedians they would like to beat up. Like, someone should do this to Dave Chappelle or Ricky Gervais. It's like, dude, calm down. Chill out a little. At the end of the day, it was a fucking joke. And people are like, well, he made fun of his wife, you know, blah, blah. Like, I'm not saying that it's always in every situation unacceptable to stand up for your wife physically, but context matters, right? His wife is a public figure, and it's literally Chris Rock's job to roast the audience. That's literally what he's there for.
You have to have a little bit thicker skin.
It also wasn't even that aggressive of a joke. It was pretty tame.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah. It was just It was an actual throwaway joke everyone would have forgotten about like seconds after it was told.
Well, even me, balding, possibly alopecia. I'm not sure what the fuck that is, but it's got the same outcome, I can assure you. If someone told a joke like that to me, if they called me Vin Diesel or The Rock, I'd be like, fuck yeah, alright.
What an insult.
Cool. Yeah. Well, G.I. Jane really is not an insult. Demi Moore is hot in that. It's a compliment, if anything. It's making a good situation out of a balding bad situation. But yeah, it's really, like, from my perspective anyway, speaking as a member of bald society, pretty harmless.
Yeah. Well, thanks for making us all laugh, Will Smith.
Yeah, thank you, Will Smith.
So what is the outcome though? He has been banned.
He's banned from the Academy, and apparently, like, some of his projects are now on hold.
Yeah, Bad Boys 4 and some Netflix movie got delayed. But apparently, with the Netflix movie, the director had already exited or like quit the job even before the Oscars. So I don't know if that's even related.
Well, he knew what was coming. He had heard.
Oh,
he had heard the conspiracy.
Also, the Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer was like a host of the Oscars or some shit, I think. I saw that she decided she was going to take a break from everything after the slap. I don't know why or how it involves her, but she said, she said she's gonna need to take a break because she was triggered and traumatized, apparently.
Oh my god.
Aww.
She was one of the people that made the FTC complaint.
I hope she takes all the time she needs for 50 or so fucking years. Same with Hannah Gadsby. Hannah, I hope you're also traumatized and no longer make any specials. I could name like...
Slap is the slap that saved the nation.
For Ray, what if this fixes Hollywood? All of them just fucking quit.
Or the pedophile types in Hollywood stop being pedophiles because they're afraid of Will Smith's fist.
He becomes like the boogeyman.
I did agree with a lot of the takes, though, that we're comparing shit to, like, okay, we're gonna cancel Will Smith over this. Meanwhile, you have actual rapists employed and, you're giving them, like, Oscars and shit still. Like, I didn't know that... Nah, I guess it doesn't matter. But Mark Wahlberg was apparently a fucking psycho when he was a teenager. Did you guys know this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was.
I had no idea. I guess because I don't
but that
watch...
happened before his movies.
Yeah, he was a kid.
Now.
I don't think it's fair to fucking judge him for shit he did when he was 15, but he was a lunatic. Apparently he would, like, chase around black children in his neighborhood and, like, call them the N-word and throw rocks at them. And one time
he blinded a man.
Yeah. An Asian man, I think. Mm-hmm. An elderly Asian man.
He did hit a Vietnamese man, apparently over the head with a fucking stick or a plank, and the guy couldn't see out of his eye, and Wahlberg apparently thought that he blinded him, but I think it turned out that the Vietnamese guy was blind in that eye beforehand, and...
That there was going to be a loophole, like they blamed the wooden plank that mysteriously smashed the Vietnamese person's head.
But it was interesting seeing people make all these comparisons to all the other lunatics in Hollywood, and it's like, yeah, they're all kind of, sociopaths. What do you expect from these people? I don't know. I don't think he should have his shit cancelled for it.
I don't think it's the most egregious crime in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So not by it's just the one that happened on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised that the Academy has that much power in Hollywood.
Well, yeah, they're like the Sith Lords of movies.
Who are they?
I don't know who the fuck they are. They just always sound so ominous. They just keep saying the Academy.
I believe they're people that make up Hollywood, like directors, actors, and producers.
So how do you get to be in the Academy?
That I'm not sure.
I don't even know who votes on the movies or who votes on who gets the Oscars, and it's clearly not based on, like, audience anything, because every single time they give someone an Oscar, you're like, I've never even heard of this movie. Like, who the fuck? Who made this for who? It's literally just a room full of 100 people applauding themselves for movies they made themselves for themselves, I think.
So I found the president of the Academy right now. His name is David Rubin. He was appointed in 2019, and his credits include a casting director on films The English Patient, Hairspray, and 4 Weddings and a Funeral. I've never heard of any of that shit.
Those were all really
heard of 4 Weddings
successful
and a Funeral.
movies.
I haven't heard of any of those.
Those were huge
Me
movies.
neither.
Oh, Hairspray's the John Travolta one. That movie was
Yeah.
absolutely awful.
Yeah, but it was popular.
Well, yeah, because it was based on a previous property that was already popular.
Mm-hmm. Based on a musical.
Yeah, I just also don't like musicals, so that's probably why I hated that one.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? You loved Hamilton. We both loved Hamilton.
Hamilton was kind of good. Yeah, the music in that was pretty good.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, the music in
That made me like musicals.
Yeah, that's like the only one that I can tolerate, though. That music was actually fucking slapping.
Andrew, when you were in Texas, did you hear about the slap? Did they like interrupt the wedding that you went to, like people rushing and screaming about the slap? Like, what was the situation?
It happened either the day I left or the day after I left. So we were mostly just kind of figuring out like sleeping accommodations and plans for the trip and this and that. I don't know.
It would have been cool if it was mid-flight and the flight attendant comes over the intercom to say, "We don't mean to scare you, but we've just heard that Will Smith has slapped Chris Rock. We're putting our plane into an emergency holding pattern right now, just until we get eyes on the ground."
Attention passengers, we'll be making our descent soon, and also Will Smith has slapped Chris Rock. We just thought you should know that before you arrive in Texas.
Your oxygen mask will now be descending from the ceiling.
For anyone who needs it. Yeah. And if you push your call button, our stewardesses are trained in panic counseling. Just in case.
And FCC complaint forms.
Alright, I've gotta take a shit real quick, boys. Just a little heads up. I will be back in just a minute. I held it back as long as I could.
It doesn't matter that you have to take a shit, because now I can take control of the show thanks to MeUndies. Look,
Perfect.
I don't want to scare anyone out there. I don't want to give them any panic attacks, but I happen to be wearing MeUndies underwear right now. And in fact, I like them so much, I got myself some pairs to sleep in. I don't know if you boys do this, but like when I sleep, I wear a different set of underwear, like a different kind of boxers, like looser, more
Than what you were wearing.
Yeah. Yeah. So normally I wear like the real nice boxer brief, like form fitting, the lighter materials so they breathe better. Just, like regular stuff. But then when I go to bed, I like the like really cottony, soft, loose, regular boxer type. Just kind of more comfortable. They're like boxer pajamas. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm that kind of person. And both of those kinds that I own are MeUndies. Just straight up. They're comfy. They've got fun patterns. They look good. They fit well. They come in all sorts of sizes. They constantly are updating their new looks. They also have a MeUndies membership, which will send you free shipping and returns on every order, savings on everything they make, exclusive sales, and early access. You can just join. It'll help you get all the MeUndies that you love and crave. MeUndies has a great offer for everyone listening. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off. And for a limited time, if you sign up for the free-to-join MeUndies membership, you get 25% off your first membership item. To get 25% off your first membership item or 15% off your first order and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/official. I want to also remind you all that it's not just me that wears MeUndies. All 4 of us wear MeUndies. We've talked about this.
So comfortable.
We've talked about this outside of the show. We really like MeUndies. They are very comfortable, very well-made pieces of underwear. That's MeUndies.
There's cool designs on them too.
Yeah. They got all sorts of stuff. That Batman movie just came out. They have Batman ones for a while. I hope they still have them. They've got all...
There's Star Wars ones as well.
Star Wars.
Just so you know.
They've got animals all the time, cute animals. So they also make women's underwear. Ladies, I know all 6 of you are listening. So my girlfriend wears MeUndies. Doesn't matter what kind of underwear you're looking for, they absolutely have it. And they have tons of different patterns for it. That's MeUndies.com/official for 25% off your first membership item or 15% off your first order. The First Order, Jackson. Do you remember them from Star Wars? Yeah, they were the bad guys.
Nazis of space place.
I've been rewatching in order all of the Mr. Plinkett Star Wars reviews, and they have aged perfectly and are reminding me of how much dumb stuff is in all those Star Wars movies. But when we're talking about the First Order, something we have to remember about them is because they were the big militaristic bad guys, many of them were in shape. They were probably in good shape. Plenty of them were in good shape. Adam Driver got into a big square box body from getting in too much shape. You all remember when that was a meme? Like Adam Driver shirtless, haha, funny meme? Well, maybe he used Fitbod. Fitbod is going to give you personalized workouts. It's going to remember your routines. It's going to check which muscles you can and can't use, and it's going to give you workouts for them accordingly. You can swap workouts in and out based on what you're feeling and what your current range of ability is. You can tell Fitbod, hey, I don't own this piece of equipment. Don't give me that workout. And it will swap it accordingly. They have home workout routines. They have cardio routines. They can give you nearly every facet of a well-rounded fitness program. I remember sometimes when I'm training and I'm kind of like not sure what I want to do next, I'll flip on Fitbod. I messed myself up with that tongue twister. I shouldn't have attempted it. And I'll just say, hey, what do you got? What can I do? Here's what I want to work today. Give me something new. Let me try something different. Muscles like being confused, after all. The path to being your best and looking your best is different for everyone. And that's why Fitbod will create a unique experience and a great goal set for whatever equipment and goals you happen to have in mind. They also now work with app interfaces such as Apple Watches, Wear OS smartwatches, and other apps like Apple Health, Fitbit, and Strava. There's plenty of ways to use Fitbod, and it's going to tailor itself to you. Build your fitness habit and become a better version of yourself with Fitbod. Get 25% off of your subscription and try out the app for free when you sign up at fitbod.me/official. I lift weights, Charlie lifts weights, Kaya lifts weights. Jackson, what do you do? I don't think you've ever told us.
Yeah, no, I go for runs.
Yeah, that's good too. All four of the official boys are active, like straight up. And you need to get active, and Fitbod is a great way to do it. 25% off of your subscription when you sign up at fitbod.me/official. And then after all of this, after you've chosen your most comfortable pajama underwear, and pajama sets too, I think MeUndies has that. And after you've gotten all that work, all that strength in, all of that energy exerted, you're going to want to lay down for a nice sleep. You're going to want to take a good nap, maybe even go to bed. We need to go to bed more often. I'm extremely tired, and I wish I was sleeping on my Helix mattress right now. Look, it doesn't matter what celebrity slapped what celebrity. It's not important, because when you're off in Slumberville, when you're off in Dreamland, you can dream of any celebrity slapping any other celebrity. There's no limits on what you can dream. It's not illegal to have fun little dreams. Or nightmares. Maybe some of you are into that, you weirdos. And all you need to know is that you're going to get a great night's sleep and have some great dreams on that Helix mattress. Soft, medium, firm, great for cooling you down or helping you sleep hot. Even big ones for plus-size folks, they have God knows how many kinds of mattresses, and it's not important because I have 2 Helix mattresses. I sleep on one myself, it's great, and I have a spare one. It props up against the wall of my bedroom to help soundproof the room so when I'm yelling at night making videos, my girlfriend doesn't wake up. But it has a functional use, which is anyone who visits me, a nice guest in my home, when I offer them a workout with Fitbod and a new pair of underwear from MeUndies, they get to sleep on that mattress. And each and every person I have had stay with me has unironically told me at some point that mattress is very comfortable.
That was me.
And I believe them.
I slept on your Helix mattress when I was in the US.
That's true. That's true. Jackson did that at one point.
It's very comfortable.
Helix makes, it's just, there's no goof, there's no fluff. It's truth. Helix makes a damn comfortable mattress. Helix is also offering up to $200 off of all mattress orders and 2 free pillows at helixsleep.com/official. Take the 2-minute sleep quiz. They'll match you to a customized mattress for the best sleep of your life. And you can only do it at helixsleep.com/official.
Thanks, Helix Sleep, and thank you to all of the other sponsors for the show.
Yes. Thank you for 3 sponsors I personally like and use every now and then. Thank you.
I like how they work together. You get your nice undies so your dick doesn't swing around when you're running, and then you're exerted from your Fitbod, and then you can take a nice sleep in your Helix.
While wearing the
It's
MeUndies,
the trifecta.
like how Andrew does. You can wear them to bed.
A new pair, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go to bed all sweaty.
Not the same one throughout the week. That'd be a little ridiculous, huh?
Yeah. Not with all the shit streaks and stuff that you leave behind.
No. I mean, you can. It's your pair of underwear, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't do that to my undies. To me undies. Is Charlie back yet?
I am back.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, I want to keep it on celebrity news real quick still. Briefly. Because this one actually bumped me out. Apparently Bruce Willis is retiring because he's like senile now. And he can no longer talk. He has aphasia, according to his family. That kind of bumped me out. I really like Bruce Willis.
Yeah, that is sad.
Yeah.
It's just sad. That's got to be one of the worst things to go through from both, like, himself individually, like, losing your ability to communicate effectively, but also, like, just from a family perspective, it's so sad seeing someone you love reduced to, like, a shell of themselves.
It gives a lot of perspective on what he's been doing recently. He's been starring in tons of straight-to-streaming, like low-budget crap, kind of forgettable action movies. And a lot of people were really confused. They were like, why is Bruce Willis in, 4 movies a year and all of them are forgettable garbage? And it turns out that he's trying to raise money for his family and as much money as he can, so that way, when this day came, he'd just have a bunch of money to fall back on. It makes sense. I don't blame him.
I didn't know
He
that.
must have already had a lot of money, though.
Yeah.
What I read,
Yeah.
there is a long article in the LA Times I read that is really sad, which kind of sort of hints that his team, his managers basically just still pimp him out to all these low-budget movies for the sake of the money, and that he, most of the time, doesn't even, like, really want to do them or know where the fuck he is even. So
Wow,
here, let me
I didn't
read
know.
this. So this is from the LA Times. Concerned about Willis's mental state, he said he approached the actor's team, which is led by his assistant turned handler Stephen Eatts, and bluntly asked about the actor's condition. Quote, they stated that he was happy to be there, that it would be best if we could finish shooting him by lunch and let him go early. Like it's grandpa has to, go back to bed in his rocking chair or something. Johnson recalled his conversation, and he said that Willis questioned where he was. Quote, I know why you're here, and I know why you're here, but why am I here? 2 crew members said he asked out loud. That is sad.
Was that... But I'm trying to think maybe it's like from an angle of he's got no more speaking roles for the day or something, so he just wants to leave maybe? I don't know.
Well, no, that's... Again, I can't find the paragraph, but apparently he would fuck up his lines. Sometimes he would just speak lines that weren't even in the script. He would fire off prop guns without it being in the script for him to do so, by the way. So we're now narrowly avoiding another... what was that dude who shot the... Baldwin, yeah, another Baldwin situation. Thankfully, apparently nobody got hurt or anything like that. But yeah, so he's clearly no longer in a state to be recording movies.
Yeah,
Again,
it's fairly evident in the trash movies that are coming out too. In most of them, he's wearing an earpiece during his scenes to like be fed lines. And oftentimes his role in these movies is absolutely minimal. There's some detective movie he did with Luke Wilson, and the entirety of Bruce Willis's screen time, for the most part, is him on screen just saying yeah to what anyone says. And that's it.
True, yeah. One of the directors or one of the crew members that say that they literally now edit down Bruce Willis's parts. Both before and after shooting the movie. So basically what they'll take is, Bruce Willis shows up and the crew's like, what the fuck, dude? So apparently they would edit down his script that he has to read. And then after the filming, they would also edit out a lot of his scenes from the movie. Which is, again, sad. Every Christmas, me and my buddies do a rewatching of Die Hard, of course. Yes.
Yeah. Best Christmas movie.
So that's a shame.
It really is a shame. It sucks to see someone that you you like fall victim to that kind of stuff. It's probably what I'm most scared of in life is getting Alzheimer's or like my parents getting Alzheimer's or something along those kinds of, conditions. It's horrifying.
Yeah, it is scary.
Mm-hmm.
It's up there with fucking prion diseases.
Is that the shit that eats your brain?
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah, those scare me. Fuck that. Yeah, bummer. I hope he can retire and just, I guess, chill for the rest of his life. He should have a nice nest egg. The guy's been a movie actor for fucking decades at this point.
From what
He should
I
have enough.
read, and so this was earlier in the story, there might be stuff that came out and disproved it, I don't know. But from what I read, he was doing it because he wants to give it to his family.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. Like, that's
Yeah.
why most people...
Yeah.
Fuck, who's the other actor that was, like, recently talking about being in all those shitty movies, and then he, when asked about it, he's like, yeah, I don't like the movies, I've never seen them, but I really enjoyed the house that they bought. I was like, yeah,
Well, it was probably Nicolas Cage.
it might have been...
No,
Nicolas
wasn't that a
Cage.
director who said that he made a really, like, terrible movie, but it was successful? And he was just like, yeah, I did it purely for the money. And they, like, interviewed him with the cast, and he was like, I'm here for the money.
Probably Kevin James. I don't know.
No.
That fits a lot of actors.
It was someone, like, pretty respectable, from what I remember. I can't remember who, though.
I know what you're talking about, though, Jackson. I saw that a while back. Yeah.
Did, Charlie, did you say someone just a second ago?
I said Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I know it's not Nicolas Cage because the reason that he is needing that money was because of tax reasons, I'm pretty sure. Like, he was paying off a tax debt, from what I heard.
Best of wishes to Bruce Willis, I suppose. Oh, I have a topic. This is a bit of a... I don't have a segue, but Jackson and I are now playing Elden Ring.
Oh, well,
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackson's been on that train for a minute, and you never... I don't recall you ever coming on the podcast in the last couple episodes to say how much you enjoy Elden Ring.
Who, me?
Yeah, you were very adamant against it before playing it, like it can't be a masterpiece, it's bad. And now that you've been playing it, you've been texting
Jesus
me
Christ.
quite
You're
a
putting
bit.
words in his mouth.
I never said it was
exactly what he
bad.
said.
I never said it was bad. I said the performance was bad, and I still stick to that. The performance is shitty. It is.
It is.
It's
yeah.
like one of the main
Really?
yeah, for me it is. And I see comments everywhere and people having the same performance issues. And I did try to troubleshoot it and stuff, and I just cannot get rid of the stuttering when it loads in new sections of the map. And that's really fucking annoying during a boss fight when there's just like frame rate issues. It's really annoying. But yeah, no, it is a really fucking good game. But actually really well designed. It's so fun to explore and just find stuff on your own. Andrew, have you finished it yet?
Nope.
How far in are you?
I'm at this. I don't know what spoilers you want. I've been talking with a friend
spoilers.
who beat it. No, I won't spoil it, but I've been talking with a friend who beat it, and apparently, according to the area that I'm in and like the level I'm in the last like 15 hours of the game.
Oh, okay. So you're.
But I had to go to Texas before I finished it, so I've been home for a week.
Is that some kind of snowy area, Andrew?
Yes,
Okay.
I think.
You're ahead of me then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just started. I played like 4 minutes or so before my trip, and then I came back, and now I don't know, I just got the third grace. Some lady called me an incel and decided, hey, I want to be your maiden, and then I ran my way past like 1,000 fucking soldiers, and now I think some guy called Margits wants my ass. I haven't fun yet, though.
Have fun with that. That's
But I
the
have
one
to
that took me
say-
3 hours, Kyle.
From the reputation that this game has, I expected it to be way more bullshitty, because I remember I went out into the open world, you know, when you first come out of the gate or whatever, and I saw that golden guy riding his horsey, and I was like, I saw that motherfucker in a lot of videos by this point. I know I have to avoid him. But I found a bunch of, you know, the little foot soldiers that just patrol the woods and shit, and I was actually surprised that you can kill them in like 2 hits. And
Well,
I
yeah.
actually, for a brief moment, I unironically thought, wait, did I break the game? Did I, like, accidentally enter easy mode? I thought all of these one-shot you or something. I thought this was way more unfair. And turns out, no, it's actually, like, I think it is fair. It's fun.
People
It is.
massively overhype how hard the series is because the whole point is it punishes mistakes.
Yeah.
So you make a mistake or two and you get killed. And then, you know, you repeat that pattern for a bit and then you get frustrated. And when you're frustrated, you make even more mistakes, so the game gets even harder. The idea is that everything you do in the game, like from combat, you know, with rolling and dodging and when you attack, because everything's so deliberate, you have to plan ahead and make your move at the right time. But, you know, if you're bad at that, bad at reaction time, or you're just getting mad, then it just feeds back into making the game harder because it's harder to do that.
will say,
I'm sure. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I will say there is definitely some bullshit in there though that does feel unfair.
Yeah, there's some jank.
Like people attacking through walls and stuff and doors and killing shit like that.
There's definite jank. There's definite moments that aren't fair. Times when hitboxes, like, oh, I dodged that and you didn't, or it happens, you know. But on the whole, the game is fair.
Yeah,
I challenging but fair.
That's a feeling I got. It feels very like. It's obvious. I think it just feels very differently from your usual type of game where, you know, if you play Devil May Cry or something, you can swing from across the map and hit like 10 enemies. You know, it's not that. You have to actually take it slowly, but it is a lot of fun.
That's what I like about it. There's thought involved in the combat,
Me too,
which is nice.
It's like, this is not a diss on... It feels like Big Boy Breath of the Wild, and that's not a diss at Breath of the Wild. It just feels like a more, I don't know, grimier version of it. But I really like it.
Especially from an exploration angle, it definitely is like Breath of the Wild. You just get you just get to go anywhere from the get-go, basically. You can even skip Stormvale Castle if you wanted to and go straight to, I don't know, Rea Lucaria or whatever's after that. It's great. The exploration is my favorite part of the game for sure. And I think if I were to go back and play Dark Souls, there's still exploration in those games, right? Like a lot of finding your own way through maps and such.
It's more linear, but yeah, you can pretty much explore an entire Dark Souls world in whatever order and whatever way you want to. It's just not as open-ended as something like Elden Ring.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've really enjoyed this experience. It's fun.
The only thing I kept missing, though, is the wall climbing from Breath of the Wild.
I hated
kept
that
jumping
shit.
at walls. Like, for some reason... Yeah, you hated it because it has a... Not a cooldown, what is it? Stamina mechanic, right?
Yeah.
So you would slide down all the time. But by the time I finished Breath of the Wild, I was so decked out that the meter may as well not have even existed. And I really missed that mechanic without the rain and sliding on all the shit. Other than that, I really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to play more of it. Yeah, good review. But like Jackson said, there is just performance issues some. Thankfully, I didn't get too bad performance issues. It's just the frame rate drops a bit sometimes if you're looking into the distance and shit. What really annoys me, though, is like the menu system, man. Like, I was telling Jackson this. To quit the game, you have to open the menu, scroll through fucking tabs, hit go to main menu, then you have to connect to the fucking server again. Just to open the main menu, you have to close a pop-up, and then you can exit the game. Like, guys, surely this could have been made easier, right? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I just Alt F4, but it should be built into the system.
That's what I started doing. That's how I quit last time. I was like, wait a minute, I'm on a computer. Alt F4, bitch.
Maybe they're playing into the whole rage element of Elden Ring, so they just made
I did that and I thought, wait a minute. I'm gonna keep doing it, but I also bet this is gonna corrupt my save game, isn't it?
Oh, I hope not. I've got like a 40-hour save at the moment. And I'm thinking about doing New Game Plus once I get around to it as well, because apparently that's really fun.
It is. Oh my god, the game is just so fucking good, man.
I'm
glad you came around.
What? I haven't come around on the issues that I said, you son of a bitch. You came around. I still think for a game that made this much money and from a developer that's had this much experience, it should have shipped in a far better position or situation. But I digress. Who is your favorite bosses then, Andrew and Charlie?
Radon for me. I thought Radon's whole fight was just so incredibly cool. Did you fight Radon, Andrew?
I beat him on my third try pre-patch.
Damn.
Without summons.
But you use magic?
No, I'm dual greatswords. I found a different stupidly good strategy that isn't magic that I kind of use.
What is it?
So I found out that posture damage, you know how in the beginning they're like, oh, if you do charge attacks or jump attacks, you really hit an enemy's posture. So basically what you do is get 2 heavy style weapons, so like a great axe or a great sword or broadsword or whatever, power stance them, and then do a jumping double attack over and over and over again. You'll basically crumble any enemy in 2 or 3 hits. So you just do that on bosses and you get a free critical attack. So I've been doing that.
There's really no reason
Works
not
real
to jump attack most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
jumping
the jump
attack's really
attack.
good too, because you dodge a lot of attacks when you do it too.
Yeah. So, yeah, who was your favorite boss?
God, they're just all so good. I'm trying to think of one that stood out to me.
Did you do Astel?
I don't think so.
He's after Radon if you're doing the Ranny quest
Yeah, he's
line.
downstairs in the old Ansel River place.
Maybe I did. Oh, wait. No, I'm trying to remember which one that is, but
You'll know.
I really
you'll
like,
remember him. He's very unique.
okay. Is that the snake in the volcano place?
No.
Okay, I really like the snake in the volcano place. I don't remember his
Rykard.
name. Yeah, I
Rykard.
liked him a lot. Also, Godric the Grafted is just fucking amazing boss design.
I heard they reuse him for like an Everjail fight later down in the line.
Damn, that'd
They
be
do.
cool. They reuse a lot of enemies for Everjails.
Is that the one that Little Riding Red Hood was warning me about? She's near the castle at the beginning, and she's like, "I'm a pussy. I'm a little milksop maiden. I'm too
Yeah.
scared to go there."
Yeah.
Okay. I was kind of annoyed I couldn't kill her. I like
I'm
just like killing
sure you-
nonsense NPCs that have no purpose.
Well, she does have a purpose. She becomes your spirit tuner.
Oh.
Yeah, Kaya.
Well-
Every NPC you come across may seem useless in the beginning, but they have like entire storylines and stuff that you can kill them, and you'll like skip out on that content.
I know,
Mhm.
but I like that though, because that's what
Yeah,
I
me
do
too.
in games like Baldur's Gate and shit, where I'll quick save or I'll make a save game and then I'll just kill the NPC to see if like what happens. You know, I like that stuff. Just
I
wiping
love-
out entire
Yeah,
villages. And
I love the
directions.
unfettered amount of freedom that you're allowed. Like FromSoft trusts their players and gives the ability to do anything they want. If this was like a Ubisoft game, you'd get like a fade to black if you killed one of those characters that said, "Don't kill NPCs, don't be a bad guy. This character wasn't a bad guy, don't be a bad guy." Like in fucking Assassin's Creed.
They would let you hit
God,
it. They would let you hit the NPC, but it would have infinite HP and it would say, "She's gonna remember this."
Yeah.
And then
Or
it would just
she'll
hide
chastise
a
you
dialogue
right
option
to her
or
face. She'll
something.
have wacky dialogue, yeah.
Fun fact to maybe hype you guys into playing the first Dark Souls. You know how when you're in Round Table Hold, you can't attack because there's like a treaty of peace? So in the original Dark Souls, that just doesn't exist. You can go to the main hub and kill absolutely everybody. And just have an empty hub world.
See, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do that and you fuck up, just reload.
Well, no, there is even a mechanic in which you can, if you get an item, you can go to a church and atone, and then like the people will forgive you or whatever.
You just
But
slaughter
it's a rare
everyone and then
item.
you go to confession.
Yeah, well, you need an item. It's very,
Yeah.
trust me, it's very useful if you
also-
accidentally hit like a NPC that's important for a quest line.
Yeah, it also doesn't bring them back to life, so.
Yeah, so you will
Yeah.
need to reload then.
Mm-hmm.
Have you?
But
Man,
yeah, I dig it.
Well, another one of my favorite things about the game is the lore. I love how it's not so in your face, but it's still like a very prevalent theme in the underground. Like just reading all of like the tabs, connecting environmental clues and stuff, and piecing it all together in your head. Have you guys seen like the merchant stuff under the capital city?
What do you mean the merch?
The merchant, like the
Oh, the merchant.
Yeah.
Oh,
have you seen like their lore implications and stuff?
no.
You know how every time
I don't know.
every time you hit like a merchant in the open world, if you have, I'm not sure if you have, but if you fight them, they attack with frenzied flame, like the madness thing, out of their eyes.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, all of them. So if you go underground in the sewers in the capital city, you'll find like an explanation for that. I'm not going to spoil it because you might want to experience it on your own, but there's an explanation for why that's the case.
Oh, I still had a question, and I've still not, because I'm such a low level. I'm like level 8 or 9 or some shit, so I don't know the answer. What I always love in role-playing games like this is when the enemies don't scale in the beginning at the very least. Where, like,
yeah.
you know that feeling when you get all upgraded and then you visit the very area you started out on and you just fucking destroy everyone just to flex your newfound powers? I love that. But some games don't do that. They scale the enemy level with your level, and I hate that shit. Like, why did I even bother upgrading all my stuff and becoming this big daddy badass if, like, a low-level peasant can still fight me, you know?
Yeah, no, this does that. If you go to the end of the game and then come back to Limgrave and you've still got a few bosses left over in Limgrave, like some dungeon bosses, you'll pretty much one-shot them.
Oh, fucking awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Good.
I love that a lot as well, but I'm not sure about it for Dark Souls because it does take a lot of the challenge out of it, and the challenge is fun.
Well, no, yeah, okay, but it's not like you're using a cheat code to upgrade your stuff. You've already been through the challenge. The point is to reap the rewards of your labor, so to speak. You know, you've gone through all, like, 10 hours of a journey, and now you have all this nice gear. You just want to, you know, bitch slap someone. Just, like, one-shot a fucking enemy from time to time, just to feel mighty and strong. But yeah, fun game. Recommend.
The biggest complaint I have outside of performance in terms of game design is their reliance, maybe not reliance, but their use of just boss fights where it's just two of one hard enemy. Like
that's lazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is. It is very lazy, but it's more so just really annoying. It's very hard to keep track of two enemies and their movesets. And I don't enjoy those fights. Like, I'm stuck on twin gargoyles at the moment, and it's frustrating the fuck out of me just because they're so bullshit. And then there's fights down the line that Charlie's told me about, like twin godskins, that sound completely bullshit as well. So I'm not looking forward to that. I don't enjoy double fights.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, probably my game of the year. I don't see how anything beats it because I've really enjoyed it.
If anything would have beaten it, it would have been Breath of the Wild 2, but that got delayed, so I don't think it's gonna have competition now.
It's got God of War coming out.
Oh, what about Starfield?
And Starfield. But so this is what I didn't know. Did you guys know the new God of War is not written by the same guy who did the last one? Yeah,
Is it George R.R. Martin? What if a god, but he's a dragon?
You're talking about Cory Barlog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone through something on Twitter. It seems like he's deleted his Twitter account and stuff, and he's freaking out. And
Was the newest one written by the guy who wrote the original trilogy?
That's a good question.
he was a director on some of them, but he wasn't. I don't think he wrote them.
Okay.
But I mean, he wrote the last one, and the last one was pretty great.
Wait, what do you mean? The guy who wrote God of War 2018 is not writing this one, right?
No, but I'm saying he wrote the last one. He wrote God of War, like 2018.
So is there, like, drama?
Oh,
Is this,
yeah.
What happens? Did he get
Gotcha.
fired?
No, I assume he's I don't know, mental health issues maybe, but he's also writing a different game at that studio, a sci-fi one. Andrew, to answer your question, he wrote God of War 2 and God of War Chains of Olympus.
Okay.
And that's it. The other ones he was like, oh no, also Ghost of Sparta. I don't know which one that one is. 2010.
That's a
PSP
game.
Yeah, PSP game.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
That's your news for the games industry this week. Apart from Lego Star Wars tomorrow, anyone want to talk about that?
No. Lego Star Wars, let's go.
Very excited for that. Anyway, do you guys want to talk about r/place real quick before we wrap for today?
Sure.
Yeah, that shit is so fun.
Yeah, Charlie's loving it.
Okay.
I saw you did like 2 streams on it.
Who wants to give a
I've been
rundown?
real into Our Place.
Charlie can.
It's Our Place is a subreddit where people can go pixel by pixel creating art with their communities, and you battle over territories in order to have your art stay there. So then you place it, you defend it, and it's like real war, but for gamers.
And it's
really
supposed to be
fucking cool.
art, and every Reddit user can place one pixel only every couple of minutes, like 5 to 20 minutes, I think, depending on if your account is verified, I think. But there was a lot of drama because Redditors, as they are, really got into this. And it was fun to watch all the tribal wars, like different countries and subreddits trying to fly their banners and flags, and then other tribes trying to attack them and sabotage them and grief them while trying to protect their own base, essentially. So that was fun. But people got really, really pissed off when streamers started sending their armada of viewers to grief other people. Apparently one of them was XQC. I think I'm getting that right. And Reddit was really fucking angry at that guy, to the point that the art/place subreddit for at least I think one evening, every single post was about what a douchebag that guy is and how much they hate him and how all of his users should get banned. Viewers, sorry.
It was crazy. Yeah, they're getting really into it. Last night I was saying this on stream, and a lot of Redditors didn't like this take, but it would be really boring if nobody was challenging other territories. At that point, you're just having a Twitter art contest. The fun of it is when you're defending your art or you're placing your art over another faction.
That's the point.
And you have like a battle and a story to tell. It's the entire point of the experiment.
Yeah. Well,
but people
what
do not like to hear that.
They're arguing that
they're
they
saying,
shouldn't be able to like overwrite art.
Yeah, they're saying that what it is it's supposed to be a community-driven art piece, and that it's bad manners and it's very douchey to be taking other places.
This is a community-driven art piece, though. That's what the community-driving aspect of it is that the community decides what goes where. That's what it is.
Yeah, but basically what too into it, dude.
Yeah, they're very upset when their art gets attacked. Even if not by a streamer, they're just really upset when their art gets attacked, and it's like, well, you knew what this was.
Yeah.
Just post your art on Twitter next time.
How do they find the time to do this in between FTC complaints about the Oscars? These are the thinner skin. Jesus Christ. Who cares?
Not to mention that whatever artwork they're defending is, lies on top of probably 10 other pieces of art that they had to draw over.
Yeah.
Here, I pulled one of the posts about XQC. Who says, I know you probably never... This is a Redditor who's angry. I know you probably never passed Social Studies 8, and your ego is too large and you're too stubborn, but realize that you're costing many people a chance to express their individuality and collective identities. Tens of thousands of people use our place as a way to express themselves and gain some sort of acceptance, which can be hard to come by in this day and age. The internet is a way to bring together communities and nationalities, yada yada. But yeah, it's like a 10-paragraph post about... You're literally erasing my identity and killing me by drawing over my pixel.
It's so fucking pathetic.
Acceptance isn't a hard thing to come by in this day and age. It's the easiest thing to come by in this day and age. It's never been easier to get acceptance.
Sorry, I skipped this. You aren't making a very good name for yourself. History never works in the tyrant's favor.
Oh,
if you want to create a legacy for yourself, this isn't the way to do it.
It's like I said, it's so fucking bad. It's so bad.
Why do they ruin everything fun? Christ.
Because they take everything and turn it into something bigger than it is. It is a game from the guy who made Wordle. It is just another fun game. They did it in 2017, and in 2017, streamers did rate it back then too, same as they're doing now. But now everyone thinks everything is so much bigger and more than it is that now it's a problem. Now it's bad.
They take it way too seriously, and so do the fucking Reddit admins. So another drama that happened during this is that people noticed, hey, there's this one user who keeps placing pixels literally seconds apart, like they don't have a cooldown on it, and people looked up the username and they found out, oh, it's a Reddit admin. Well, why is this Reddit admin cheating? And turns out it's a Reddit admin called Mamari or whatever the fuck, and he was trying to overwrite a cat that people drew called Masari? Fuck, I forget the cat's name now. But apparently it's a orange cat, and he's really fucking angry at the orange cat because it's from a Telegram sticker pack originally. That is now, he alleges, a neo-Nazi hate symbol. So he's been spending his free time using his admin powers to override everybody who places pixels on the cats and banning them, which has led to people from whole other communities getting banned who had adjacent pixels. Like if you're a subreddit and you want to place your subreddit banner, but it's adjacent to the cat and you happen to place a pixel near it, this dude would ban, not only would he ban you, But he would delete your user accounts. So usually on Reddit, you know how it is when you get banned, it says user has been banned for violation, yada yada. This guy went so far as to actually delete the fucking user accounts from the database. So now it looks like those accounts never even existed. This guy fucking unpersons people because he's so mad at a fucking cat. And people leaked discussions from his Slack channels, and he's having full-blown meltdowns about people posting a fucking cat. On that
sounds like Reddit admins. Didn't they like censor something that XQC posted the other day? His community made.
I don't know about that. I do know that the other admins came out in defense and they said, well, you know, this is because we have to protect the community and we have to erase offensive things, which in that case you would think they would have actual moderation tools like blanking out a coordinate space entirely, right? Like a rectangle instead of one by one changing the pixels.
They did that the other day with XQC. That's what I was saying. Like he drew an arse or something, I think, and then
they did it last night. I watched it happen live on the front lines. They blacked it out twice, and then anyone that tried redoing it, they banned for 15 years.
What, they're doling out actual prison sentences now?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I don't know. When this Mamari person first started removing the cat, they had to do it pixel by pixel, which tells me that this person was just going rogue. Because otherwise, I assume they would have had like tools to do it in one fell swoop, so to speak. And the excuse that we're just trying to have a nice environment to protect the users. Like, at some point, I opened r/place and there was a gigantic penis coming all over the map. Like, I don't buy this.
Yeah.
The Among Us alien had like a giant penis.
Yeah, and there were two soccer players jerking each other off down the bottom.
That one was cool, yeah. Yeah.
We don't have a problem with that. But the amount of like bots and stuff is kind of like a killjoy to me, because
it is, yeah.
It would be a lot more fun if bots didn't exist in this situation, because places like what was the most heavily botted place, Charlie? Was it the My Little Pony stuff?
My Little Pony is almost entirely run by bots right now, yeah.
Yeah. So
you can click the account that placed the tile, and every single tile pretty much on My Little Pony art is from bots that were created literal minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So people couldn't get rid of the My Little Pony stuff, which would have been nice if they could, but it would just come back even stronger.
It's wild that people try this hard. It's interesting, for sure.
And they get this upset.
So what do you think the outcome of this is going to be? I've seen some conspiracy theories that this is going to be sold as an NFT.
Oh,
I don't think so. It's the guy who made Wordle, so I don't think he's going to do anything like that. I'm sure someone will sell it as an NFT, but it won't be like the actual guy who made it or anything.
Yeah.
How long is it going to go on for?
Ends today.
Oh, okay. Well, get your dicks in, I guess.
Does it take a picture at the very end, and then that's what this what is saved in history? Like there's a final image?
Yeah, but the big thing is the time lapse. So it does a time lapse of the whole thing throughout the course of it, which is what is most exciting, because then you get to see all the fights, all the wars, all the interesting shit unfold in real time, and it's really cool.
What was the most interesting thing? Because you've been watching it since it began, pretty much. What's been the most interesting thing that's happened?
I would actually say last night, XQC, so he would like randomly destroy communities, which wasn't very cool. I didn't think that was super interesting, but he did something that I thought was creative, where he had his community make a meteor at the very top right. And so they made like an asteroid that was falling with like a trail behind it that was like fire. And it passed through a lot of communities, but it didn't stay, so they could quickly rebuild. And it aimed at My Little Pony, so you could watch the time lapse where the meteor's just like crashing slowly to My Little Pony. And then right before it hit, it turned into a giant penis that ejaculated all over it and erased it. And then, of course, My Little Pony being bots rebuilt, but it was really cool to see.
Yeah. Do you think they'll keep that in the time lapse if they release an official one? I feel like Reddit would remove that bit.
No, it's already... So they're doing, like, procedural time lapses, like, as it progresses. There's already a meteor time lapse, and it's really cool. It looks really cool.
I'm looking at it right now. Jesus Christ, the Germans really went wild. German flag covers the entire horizontal axis of it.
Yeah, it's pretty boring. The giant flag is pretty boring. It's also maintained by bots, so you can't really do much about it either.
I was gonna say that's one of the things that I don't like about it. Is just the amount of flags.
Yeah,
There's way more interesting
I mean,
stuff
like
in
Turkey's flag is really cool. Like they didn't
That's right.
just do the flag; they did like a whole cityscape, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And the USA flag, they did the same thing with like space shuttles and like freedom and shit. It looks really good.
Dude, Turks get super nationalistic.
Oh yeah, I think it was XQC and Miz tried to wage war on Turkey. Turkey fought them back at every front, and they would not let them go. There was no forgiveness.
Oh no, yeah, the Turkish flag is gone now. Oh, no, never mind. It's
No,
just
no,
smaller.
it's there. Yeah, but I can't find
Yeah,
the
it's
Australian
smaller,
flag. Not Australian flag, American flag, but I can't find the Australian flag.
It's
either.
bottom right's American flag,
Oh,
like very
yeah,
bottom
yeah,
right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, it even has an eagle. That's nice. It looks cool right now.
Yeah, it does.
It's a cool experiment. I wish Reddit did more of this kind of stuff instead of fucking annoying me.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, agreed.
Alrighty.
And also put a fucking leash on your admins though, so they don't spoil the fun
Yeah.
for everyone else.
I agree. That admin needs to be roped in.
Yeah, get his own flag
Mm-hmm.
canvas. Give him his own space.
Douchebag flag.
Yeah. All right, that's it for this week. Andrew,
Yeah.
do you want to say any last words to the people out there? Maybe an inspirational quote from you?
Don't forget to take your morning pills,
There we go.
because if you forget a dosage, you can't compensate by taking 2 the next day most of the time, and that's not good.
That is just good advice. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks for keeping our audience safe and healthy. And thank you for listening. Patreon.com/theofficialpodcast for bonus episodes. Kai and I are watching the Halo TV series at the moment and posting watch-alongs. So you can go over there to watch along with us. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, leave a rating on iTunes and all the audio platforms if you're so inclined.
Spotify.
Yep, Spotify. And yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye all.
Thanks everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.